Baby, I'm so tired, but Happy New Year. We finna get it. Start spreading the news. Y'all want me to, Happy New Year. Hey. Be a part of it.
New York, New York. These vagabond shoes, they are longing to stray.
We're not gonna sit here. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to you. I hope that y'all had a blessed New Year, blessed holidays. We're back.
Fourth Amendment crack, Constitution crack, Fourth Amendment waiver, no Fifth Miranda savior, 11, 12, 13, not for hood dreams, Constitution waiver for niggerlings, exercise your right, nigga be silent, remain silent, anything you say that make you sign it, in that combo quick, make find it, let them do their job, cause they don't f***ing sign it, demand a lawyer, and if you gotta stay a few, don't get too friendly, sell informants, they be snitching too, your crew snitching too, co-defendant snitching too, loyal to who they start that juvie boo.
The Legal Tea with AttorneyNicks.
Thank God for getting us to 2025, y'all. How was your Christmas? Okay, first of all, let's start off with this, right? Because, we're going to be talking about other stuff today, but we'll see how far we get. Because, for real, I got first appearance tomorrow. But I had to still give y'all the tea. Okay, so my mother, we hosted Christmas this year. And so it was my mom, my sister, cousins, friends, a house full, right? My aunt. So my mom goes, "Oh, can I please bring my male friend?" I'm like, "What?" She said, "Though he has, what's the skin condition? Is it vertical? I don't know what the name of the skin condition is. I'm sorry.
It's alopecia.
That's the hair, but this is the on the body. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay." No disrespect to that community. Okay. Okay. I said, "Yeah, mommy, you can bring your friend. I'm happy." I'm like, "Okay, mommy." So she was like, "Oh, let me go and get my male friend." So this is after she comes in with her suitcase and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Okay, who, what? Do y'all see this? The perfect man, hot chocolate bomb. You see the... And then this is how he's supposed to look. He puts the hot in hot chocolate. Okay, so let's start off Christmas with that. Okay? But anyway, and then I guess it was the first Christmas that my kids actually brought me something with money that they earned, right? Because usually, your kids, they make you stuff or whatever have you. I remember Zamat, he made me like this, some type of clay thing. It looked like a snail. It was brown and then it was hard. I don't know what it was. It looked like Google. But anyway, but yeah, he got me this. My son's it's a little cute little set. I was like, oh, he brought his sister something. I'm still itching over here, but still, I don't care. My baby boy got it for me and I'm gonna wear it with pride. Yes. And then my daughter got me something, and my mama got me something. And so I really received gifts. I'm like, oh, what the heck is this about? I'm a mom. We don't get gifts, right? No. I'm just kidding. But anyway, it was a real good Christmas. Then we went to grandma's house. My grandma, it was a good time. It's so nostalgic. I'm going to have to give my husband, the pictures. He's gonna get mad at me because it's gonna be more post-production, but I'm gonna show y'all the vibe at my grandma's house. It's just so nostalgic, and I love visiting her and then talking to her now as a wife, and having kids that are grown. It's a different perspective talking to grandma, and I appreciate her. And it was just a time. It was a blessing, and yeah, but it got me to thinking, right? Because grandma, she lives by herself. Unfortunately, my uncle passed away and was her only caregiver. So it's a lot of family that, comes in throughout the years since this happened, which has been about, 6 or 7 months now, since Uncle Brian died. But what was I saying, Colin? I lost my train of thought.
Grandma made you start thinking about the future.
Mm-hmm. And what else?
And I think that's what you was leaning to that. Like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so grandma is just it's a special place and it's close to my heart going to my grandma's house or whatever have you. But, oh yeah, that's what was about the dogs. That's what it was. I was about to go and segue into the dog conversation because, like, low-key, there's like a love-hate relationship that I have with dogs. Like, I guess I like the idea of having a dog for various reasons, but I don't know. At the same time, they be putting dogs in the strollers and wearing the dogs across their chest like they real babies, and I'm like, what the heck? This a dog. Like, I wouldn't treat my dog like how white people treat their dog. The dog, and now I see some black people too. I can't just put that on white people now, because some black girls, they be off the chain with it too. I'm like, it's a dog. It's a dog. But at the same time, they have that little cute face and, I don't know. And it just had me reflecting on, because I did have a dog, and I guess I'm sort of hesitant because y'all just real strong about your dogs. And y'all got to understand, I grew up in New York during the DMX era. So it's just a different experience. I never fought dogs or nothing like that. I don't condone that. Like, yeah, Mike Vick, I was mad at him too. But it's still an unnatural relationship that you guys have now with your dogs, and it sort of makes me not want to have one. I'm like, I'm not gonna get judged because freaking.
Wait. I call cap on you being mad at my.
Stop the cap.
That was just for me to try to get more persuasive argument. Persuasive argument. I'm just saying, okay? Oh, man. But it was sad seeing all them dogs on the thing. But Michael Vick, he had to really rebuild his image. And that's when I really learned that white people will go to war about them dogs. And that sort of ushered in the whole thing where, now you see dogs everywhere you go and places they ain't used to be at, and they not service animals. And he won't bite, and people are just real intrusive with your dogs. Let me tell you, your dog is cute. Okay, let me go and pet the dog on my own voluntarily will. Okay, I don't want your dog just invading my space, and it just seems like dogs are very invasive. They're like little humans now. So that's my attitude. But at the same time, I think dogs have their purpose. Like, again, dogs have their purpose. Okay, so
I can't think but one.
protect you. And they could cuddle, but you're not sleeping in my bed, though. You're not finna sit up at my table. You're gonna know you a dog, but you're still gonna be a part of the family. I don't know. That's my thing. It's a healthy relationship with an animal or a dog, if I ever do get one. But I did have one. My first ever dog was Tilly. And remember Tilly now, because we did try to adopt a dog before, and so Tilly we grew up with Tilly. I was 16, 17, 18. My mama just got a dog out of nowhere because she never had a dog. And Tilly was a part of the family. We walked her. We loved Tilly. The only thing is that if we had to leave the house for a period of time, instead of putting Tilly in a crate, they would put Tilly, they had her leash and like a whole bunch of different like ropes and stuff so she'll have some room. but they'll keep her tied up on the door if they had to leave. So I don't think that that's something that's normal now. I think that the appropriate thing is to crate dogs, but Tilly was still a part of our family, and we kept her until old age, and we loved her. Then we had Justice. Justice is probably another reason why I'm like, I don't know. So this was probably about 2015, 16. And we had King too. King, he passed away from parvo. Yep, my dad gave it to Xavion, King and Xavion, as a gift for his birthday. And King passed away from parvo. Then we had Justice. And I think Colin, it was his decision to get Justice. And with Justice, we had a gate and everything, but she just used to escape. And we had a cat at the time, and I think that Justice probably, I don't know what happened. It's just all pure speculation. But
it wasn't me deciding to get Justice.
You got Justice on your own.
No.
You did not tell us that you was finna get Justice. We were surprised and shocked.
You thought Justice was cute, so they pulled that trick on you.
What? I don't remember seeing Justice before you got her.
With Justice like it was a pocket dog. When Justice was a little puppy, you roll around with him like it was a pocket dog.
It's a she.
See, that shows you that ain't even my dog.
Anyway, you say her. But anyway, Justice, she just kept getting away with a pack of dogs. And so, yeah. But anyway, Justice, I think she basically conspired with her homies and her pack. And because one day the cat was there, the next day she's just gone. I don't know what happened to the cat. Her name was Liberty. And Justice, Justice got pregnant. And she had 9 puppies. And I'm sorry, we had to surrender her because she was not obedient. That was not the right dog for us. And for our family. We walked her, we took care of her, we took her to the vet and all that stuff, but she just kept escaping. And no matter what we did to try to, and then we didn't have the time to take her to obedience school, because I know some people, well, why don't you just do this? And it takes patience. We wasn't prepared to have a dog at that time. So I flirted with the idea of it. I did my own research. I was like, because it was just like, I don't know. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe we could use the dog for protection, as an extra layer of security. Like, again, the dog has its purposes. But we're not ready. I'm glad. Because I was going to surely get it as a Christmas gift for the kids. But we are not ready for a dog, child. But that's my story and my history with dogs. And we're not ready for a dog right now, child. Oh my gosh, do you see this? Look at this next door neighbor. Like, this is an app where people just go and they be nosy. Basically, a Karen. Because basically, it's an app that you can download and it tells you what's going on in your neighborhood. If you I don't know if you have to register or not. I think you do. But you put your address in there and it tells you, the neighborhood and what's going on. And it's really people being nosy. Like, but they love their dogs too. They go hard for their dogs. If there's a dog that's missing, if it's a dog that's lost, if there's a dog that, but they have very opinionated, them they're very opinionated. Don't say anything contrary against them dogs even halfway, honey, because, well, what do you mean? You're rehoming your dog. No, it doesn't say that. Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina. I found this baby on 82 between the Stash on Vape Shop and Calvary Baptist Church. She was in front of someone's house. I can't keep her for very long, unfortunately. Is anyone able to help keep her until owner is found?
I think that's kind of messed up. Like a temporary rescue.
Here goes another dog missing. If you see him, please return him. And they put their address. Okay. Let me see. Another dog. I told y'all. Look, dog. Anyone know this dog? Dog. Hi, neighbors. I'm helping out a couple named. That's an ugly dog. Named Julie and Greg. They came to Loganville for the holidays, and their baby girl Lilo got away from them at the CVS on the corner of Highway 78. He don't need to get away from him because that dog there, baby. This causes what? They have found Lilo in the between Publix and Huntington Ridge subdivision, but she has slipped into survival mode. This causes her to literally not recognize her mom and dad, and she runs. What? I am helping them to try to trap Lilo. If anyone sees her, can you post it here? It is very important that you not stop, call her name, try to call her to her. Dogs in survival mode need to feel invisible.
Wow.
If you notice them, they move locations. She's wearing this ugly sweater. Okay. They need to get shelter out there for Lilo, child. Yeah. But anyway.
The Legal Tea with AttorneyNicks.
Okay. So, first of all, I have a client. And so, let me just give you the history real quick so you can put it in the context. So I'm working now as a indigent defense attorney on a Gwinnett County list in Gwinnett County. And so it's interesting. I deal with like low-level felonies or whatever have you. It's just really interesting process or whatever have you. But I have a client, and she was initially arrested for criminal use of an article with altered ID mark other than a motor vehicle. It is a felony. There were other charges that were added, which was terroristic threats, simple battery on an LEO, and I guess I can tell you a little about the facts of the case without it jeopardizing anything for me. Well, with this particular client, Oh yeah, it's the legal tea, honey. I heard you said tea, yes. So with this particular client, she is gay or whatever have you. She was at her partner's house, and according to her, allegedly, she was drunk and they had been partying, whatever have you, allegedly. So what happens is she gets to the girlfriend's house. They start arguing. The girlfriend tells him to leave. She doesn't want to leave. Police are called, say, hey, I want them to leave, or something like that, right? Again, this is allegedly, I'm just giving you a baseline of facts to understand, right? So let's disclaimer this. And so what happens is police are called. My client is about to leave, pulling out items from out of the car. Here comes a gun. She realizes she has a gun. I believe she stated that she gave it to the police officer. But anyway, whether or not she gave it to him or the police officer found the gun, basically the gun had serial number removed from it, right? She was combative with the officer, allegedly. I haven't seen the discovery or the video in discovery yet. But just based on those facts alone, I'm like, okay, she has like a DWI former background or her criminal background. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing my research or whatever have you. And I'm researching the statute. I'm researching case law, my LexisNexis, just to see why he's talking about some 10 years, 3 in prison, followed by 7 on probation, credit for time in custody, no contact with victims. Like, and this is the initial offer, and to me, I know it's supposed to be, it's like a game. Like, we're not going for that. So there's going to be negotiations, go back and forth, blah, 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 blah. But why are you starting off with 10 years, 3 in prison? that's just really interesting to me. I have another one as well, fast track offer, where they're talking about some for a theft by receiving stolen property. It was 2 years confinement followed by 3 years of probation or something of that sort. So I'm like, what is going on with these recommendations that, they're giving? And what do you guys think? Like, what is it that you guys think? Have you guys had any recommendations or crazy recommendation stories that you want to share? Go ahead, because this is a crazy recommendation, and I'll let y'all know, exactly what happens. But just off rip, as an introduction into Gwinnett and considering the dynamics and the demographics, and as a Black woman attorney, I'm like, like, what's going on here? So as I'm working and as I'm, doing my cases here on a criminal side, because I do employment law and injury as well, but on the the criminal side, I'm just looking at, again, just as a Black woman, like I'm looking through those lenses. So when I'm looking at these offers, there's a lot of questions that just start, like, what is going on? Because in Fulton County, you get really good recommendations. It's a process where it's just totally different here in Gwinnett than it is in Fulton. But I just wanted to share that with y'all because I just thought it was crazy. Anywho, we're gonna go to the next. Okay, so basically, let me break this down for you. She was charged with removal or alteration of identification from property, right? Under OCGA 16-970. Okay, and this was a firearm that she had in the vehicle, which was hers. She claimed ownership of, blah, blah, blah. Again, I did not see the video discovery yet. This is based on what my client has told me and based on what I've seen in the warrants and based on information I have, which is very limited. So I have to go in with an open mind here because your clients will lie, but then so will the damn cops. So we got to see what's going on, right? So it says a person commits the offense of criminal use of an article with an altered identification mark when he or she buys, sells, receives, disposes of, conceals, or has in his or her possession a radio, piano, phonograph, sewing machine, washing machine, typewriter, adding machine. Do y'all see this? Bicycle, firearm, safe, vacuum cleaner, dictaphone, whatever that is. I said it again, dictaphone, whatever that is. Watch movement, watch case, or any other mechanical or electrical device appliance, contrabands, material, vessel, as defined in code section 52-7-3, or other piece of apparatus or equipment.
Hold up. You don't have to look up dictaphone. We can come right back.
Wait, no, I'm gonna pull it up on the pad. Hold up. This is what we gonna do. Wait. Nah, y'all gotta see it too, so we can be in shock together. Hold up. See, you gonna make me new window, I guess, child. Hold up, let me see. What is it called again? A dictaphone? What is it? A dictaphone. Okay. Now, where's the thing that I just opened? Oh, okay, here we go. Nigga, you better keep your serial number on that. What you mean? Look. What? Okay, wait. Where's the other thing that I was on? See, Colin, I don't know how to navigate this one. I'm all Jay-Z. What am I doing, brother? Colin, you got me. What happened? I just here?
Don't worry
Hold
about
up.
it. Just find
That's
it.
okay.
I'll
I
put
found
some
it.
game show music on or something.
Okay. Here we go. So basically, dude, I'm Ninja. You commit this, which is a felony, if you have, buy, sell, conceal, or have in your possession any of those things that I just read, right? From which he or she knows the manufacturer's nameplate, serial number, or any other distinguishing number or identification mark has been removed for the purpose of concealing or destroying the identity of such article, right? So, just, I mean, the case law that I've been reading is stuff like things from the pawn shop and jury. I haven't seen nothing that was a bicycle or nothing like that yet in the case law that I've been reading, but I'm sure that's probably back in the like 1910s or something like that. Cause like what? What do you mean? Okay, so my client had a firearm. So this is what she's facing. Not less than 5, nor more than 10. Oh no, that's the subsequent. Hold up. A person convicted of the offense of criminal use of a firearm with an altered identification mark shall be guilty of a felony, and upon conviction shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than 1 year, no more than 10 years, right? So they was stuck on, her having a scratch to a firearm, and she went off on the cops and said, some terroristic threats. A lot of y'all know what terroristic threats are, but basically you're threatening to harm someone or kill them or something like that, and you have different levels of it. But anywho, that was just an interesting recommendation to me. So as this case unfolds, I'm gonna see, because they seem like they doubled down on their position of my clients on their position, because during the not the first appearance, during a committal hearing, the prosecutor was stuck on something like, oh, she's crazy and she's a danger and da-da-da-da. So she don't have a mental health background or anything of that sort. So I'm just curious. But they just out the gate, like, prison.
So
that was just interesting.
I'm trying to understand you saying that she told them that she had a firearm and handed it to them, but it was scratched out. Was it her firearm?
It's her firearm, from what she told me. I don't know for certain if she handed it to them or if they found it. I don't have the discovery yet in the video discovery yet, nor the discovery, because the case hasn't been indicted. That was a fast track plea recommendation in Gwinnett County. What happens is you are able to fast track certain cases in order for them to be accused within hopefully 90 days. I would think that's the goal, but it's not practically realistic, or it's not anything practically speaking where cases are being indicted within 90 days in Gwinnett or any county. So a lot of times you have clients who go in thinking that, oh, well, if my case is not indicted in 90 days, then they dismiss it. And that's not true. That's debunked, number one. And number two, the 90 days is where you're eligible for a bond modification or remodification after 90 days. And not only Gwinnett, but any county in the state of Georgia. If you have been denied bail and you've been in jail for 90 days. So I think that is what it is that they are thinking of. But anyway, with the fast track situation.
But I had a part two of that question. So you're saying that you would get the same amount of time for any of those items if you scratch off the serial number, or is it a higher amount of time if it's a firearm?
If it's a firearm, thank you. That's a good question. If any of those other items, I'm trying to touch my computer. Nigga, what is wrong with you, knucklehead? Because I'm so used to the iPad. Okay, so that's a really good question. No, if you are in possession somehow of any of those items that I listed off, except for a firearm, then you can be in prison for not less than a year, no more than 5 years. But the firearm, if you're in possession of that with an altered identification mark, that's a felony. That is, you're subject to prison from one year, not less than 1 year, nor more than 10 years. Now, if you do it again and again and again, then you're talking about imprisonment for not less than 5, nor more than 10 years. Right? So I just had to look into that, and it seems as if, of course, with guns, you got to be careful because people are scratching off serial numbers and things because they're using them in crimes and, manipulating how it's supposed to be used to try to, make it harder for cops to do. I understand that. Okay, I get it. But it's just interesting in the situation and the circumstances that my client is in. It doesn't sort of line up to where, you committed a crime with this, at least at first sniff. Now, again, I just have to see what the discovery says, and and that's the reason why I was saying I was talking about the fast track, because with the fast track plea, what you're supposed to do is, okay, your case gets accused, so you don't have to wait on a grand jury to indict the case, and a prosecutor can give you a fast track recommendation. But they can share evidence because the case is not, they don't have to send evidence at the point when the case is not indicted, but some of them will. And in this particular case, I don't have no evidence. All I got is police report and things of that sort. So we're not accepting no fast track recommendation. I want to see the discovery out there. And the case, like I said, is not indicted yet. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that one. And then even that other case that I was telling you about, where she's talking about, the prosecutor was talking about 2 years out the gate for a theft by receiving and a driving on a license suspended. Like, ooh, y'all, ooh. Oh, I forgot to say this. This is how we're gonna end this segment, because those are some stinky recommendations out the gate. And I remember in Christmas, right, we was playing a game with my mother and the kids. And so I don't know what led me to do this, but I think one of the kids was winning and I was acting silly. And I did this. I did that to my daughter. My mother said, she was like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. It's like, and I said, so that's what those recommendations were. Anyway, that's how I'm going to end this segment. We're going to see what's going on. And, I have my sister, my black girl lenses on. And because my attendance is, I'm like, wait, how are y'all doing y'all cases here in Gwinnett? It's just different, than Fulton. Talking about Fulton, this is an exciting video that I'm about to show y'all. So I guess I'm gonna call this Houdini.
Oh my God, that's amazing! Wow!
I got a client. This is Fulton County. Initially, this case came over as, oh wait, no, we don't want to spoil the surprise. Like, no. Okay. So Fulton County came over as a non-complex case. So that means it's a lower level felony, and there's certain rules in Fulton County for having your case in complex versus non-complex. This client, again, was signed into the non-complex unit. He's charged with possession of marijuana with intent to distribute and a whole bunch of other petty BS charges. Okay, that are misdemeanors. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? He was like, man, I'm telling you, it was a party, and it was a block party, and it was a whole bunch of people, and they was just arresting people. And he's trying to explain the scene to me. Maybe I'll send you a little bit of this particular scene so you can see how crazy it is. But anyway, my client gets arrested literally while getting a haircut inside of the mobile barbershop. Like, literally, the police came in and got him out. It's mad dudes just sitting, like mad people just arrested, kids. I mean, it's just a part like a party scene in Atlanta during.
Because that's a tragic situation. They finish?
They didn't finish his hair. It was in the middle of it. They didn't finish his hair. They didn't. But he was just getting the edges. I believe he has dreads, so he may have just been getting it. But I know they didn't finish his hair though. They just came out and arrested him. So I was like, dang. Okay, so that's a problem anyway, because they said he had the intent to distribute based on some BS evidence. Okay, motions filed, whatever. But the second part is he bonded out of jail on September 2nd. So September 8th, if y'all can see this video, right? He's rearrested on September 10th or the 11th or something. But this is the reason why he's arrested. They said that he had possession with intent to distribute cocaine. This is the cop that arrested my client several days earlier. Okay, maybe I'll show y'all how he did, because he was just doing too much. He had a whole full ski mask on. Like, I can't say, like, why? You look hot. Like, it's not cute. And it got to be green. Okay, so at any rate, this is the rearrest. Or no, this is what my client was rearrested for. They said that he was tampering with evidence and he dropped cocaine in the officer's seat. Keep in mind, my client was arrested like several days earlier. He's already bonded out of jail, and they are going to rearrest him, and this is the reason why. I'm gonna show y'all. It's 4 minutes and 43. We don't even need the whole 4:43. Let's go. Okay, so I guess the cop, he's probably just, doing his refill on the car. Okay, I'm like, why are you showing this? Okay. Whoever this is.
He already seen crazy.
Let me hit your cigarette too while you're doing. I want to show y'all the whole thing, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm cheating y'all or I'm editing anything. This is what was sent over to me, y'all. Okay, he's checking his safety belts. Look on the floorboard. That's the clue I'll give you guys. Look on the floorboard. Okay, this is where it gets important. 129. Nothing there, right, y'all? Okay.
Pause that.
Okay, so let's pause it.
Now go back a little bit. Go back. Look. Well, yeah.
Do y'all see anything there? Y'all don't see anything there, right? There's another view. And another view. 137.
Okay. So he's just
Clear in the view. Nothing there even when he had did that. Look, where he grabbing? Where he grabbing from, y'all? Abracadabra! Oh, wow. What do we have there, y'all? Oh, my gosh. Look at that magic trick. Whoa. Whoop-dee-dee in this. Well, I can't wait to show the jury this.
Talking about the school?
that's a lot of dope.
You guys
the end of the magic trick. Okay.
Okay.
So my client was then charged with possession with intent to distribute, tampering with evidence, and other misdemeanor charges. Okay. So when, again, I told y'all it was initially in a non-complex division. And because he had more than 4 felonies, it was in his past record, it should not have been assigned to that division. So it had to be transferred out. But prior to it being transferring out, I did speak with the district attorney on the case. And he said, I would take this to Internal Affairs, the Office of Public Integrity, because I just don't get it. What do y'all think? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. I just want to show y'all again. Look at that. Nothing there. It's nothing there. There's nothing there. Officer Castro. That's his name. So my client was rearrested and charged again and had to go in jail again after just bonding out.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. Like that just, that is something else that sort of, I guess, again, putting on these black woman glasses that I have, which I, unfortunately I can't take off. I was shaped in America by an experience of being a black woman. And so when you're in this legal system and you encounter different cases where it's just like the integrity and trust of those who are hired to protect and serve and have integrity, like, I just don't get it. I to me, and we'll see what type of explanation comes out, but there's no, I can't rationally understand how that would have happened. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. So.
The Legal Tea with Attorney Nicks.
Okay, so I think that if you guys want to get updates, for some of these cases that are going on, including the Jay-Z case, if you want to get tea, okay, go to a blogger. But if you want to get legal news, go to a lawyer, okay? Because we're going to break it down and we'll be able to make it plain and y'all won't have no questions like, well, okay, what does that indictment mean? What is a grand jury? Da, da, da. We'll be able to guide you through to that. But like I said, if you want tea, go to the blogger. Go to the blog. Still have all the tea. That's something that seemed like Wendy would say. All the tea. Go to the blogs. But anyway, this is tea. This ain't too much news, but I did show y'all a couple of weeks ago when we first came out, like the whole Me Too movement, and I talked about the Jay-Z case and some of the letters that had been written by his defense counsel and the response and the beefs and blah, 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 blah. And I did mention, I was like, yo, it seemed like he was filing mad motions. Like he had just got hired and he immediately started filing motions, writing letters. He got to work. Well, that didn't work for the judge because number one, and one of the main things in that in the first part that we talked about was whether or not the young lady was going, well, she ain't a young lady now, but she was 13 years old at the time, whether or not she would be able to remain anonymous, right? So the judge did rule. So I guess that is sort of legal because the judge, she entered an order. So the judge says that, and this is Judge Annalisa Torres, said that the woman can proceed anonymously at this early stage of the litigation, but she may be required to reveal her identity at a later date if the case proceeds, right? That would allow defense lawyers to collect facts necessary to prepare for trial. Now, I don't know if I went over this last week or a couple of weeks ago or not, but in making a determination of whether or not someone can go through a case anonymously, there is a balancing test that is done. And typically, a lot of times in these federal cases or cases that are in federal court, sometimes state court, But in federal court, a lot of times they do balancing tests to determine whether or not what the defendant may want would, be prejudicial, or, how would it affect the litigation going forward. And I think I briefly talked about the balancing test in the first episode, so you can check that out. If not, I guess we could talk about it. I'll try to not make it stuffy as far as what has to be shown if this lady wants to go through this whole case anonymously. Because, in the Young Thug trial, now there wasn't a victim or anybody that went through anonymously, but the jury was anonymous in there. You was not able to see the jury's face. And that can be important. Being able to see someone, I think, is very important because it allows you to judge, their mannerism. It's nothing like actually seeing someone and being able to have, the public, to be quite frank, to be able to see this person on the stand. I think it could be very important for, Jay-Z and his lawyers to come up with a big win at some point later on in the case with having this person's identity be revealed, right? We saw a shadow of her, but we ain't see her. I want to see her, and so does everybody watching. But anyway, so the judge says that she can go and proceed anonymously for right now, but that doesn't mean that she is going to have that privilege throughout the whole litigation. So at some point she may have to come forward, right? But this is tea. Not only did she make her ruling, but she also chastised Alex Spiro, the lawyer representing Jay-Z, for what she described as his relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks against the plaintiff's lawyer, calling them inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. Okay, so she wrote in her order Thursday that Spiro, who had been on the case less than 3 weeks, has submitted a litany of letters and motions attempting to impugn the character of plaintiff's lawyer, many of them expounding on a purported urgency of the case. So basically, for the judge to issue that order and for this to be such a public case, I guess it was sort of embarrassing for the lawyer, because it's like the judge was like, you're just doing too much at this point. Like, this is not in any benefit to your client, and please stop with all these motions and letters that you have been submitted, and this is not how we're going to do this litigation. So she's just telling him straight up, and it seems like she is setting boundaries within the scope of the judicial system and saying that you're not going to be abusing resources from the court. But another thing that happened is because Jay-Z filed another lawsuit against the attorney representing the alleged victim in this case. He filed that in California. So we have like a Donald Trump situation going on where y'all have multiple cases in multiple states. Boo, like what? So that is that. And then also too, Jay-Z's lawyer is trying to get the rate tossed out based on calendar and geography. And we also discussed that in the first video as well, as far as the inaccuracies of where Jay-Z was and where this lady is saying she was at the time. And, you know, her dad saying that, or she's saying that her dad drove her there or picked her up from New York City. And the dad says, I don't remember that. So there's inconsistencies that we said could be dire to this plaintiff's case if she does not overcome them. And I think that Jay-Z and his attorneys are, you know, going to be working relentlessly on those inaccuracies. Do I see you?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
This means like go ahead because it's just an update. So.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
It's an update.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking at this point because it really is still pretty early, right? We haven't even gotten to an actual trial yet, guys. So, you know, yes, there will be information, but it really gets juicy and finger looking good when you start getting into trial and some of these motions that are filed sometimes even before trial and the judge's rulings and things of that sort. So it's really interesting, really, trying to see whether or not this thing is going to even make it to trial. And yes, we'll keep you posted. I think that's it. I'm going to wrap up for today. But anyway,
anything you say that make you
until
sign
next
it,
time,
hit that combo quick, make them find it, let them do their job, cause they'll f***ing slime it. Demand a lawyer, and if you gotta say a few, don't get too friendly, sell informants, they be snitching too. Your crew snitching too, co-defendant snitching too, loyal to who they start juvie boo.
The Legal Tea with Attorney Nicks.